Today we're going to be doing a funny character animation in Procreate Dreams. Okay, so here we are. Let's move on over to Procreate. So I'll show you guys what I have got made up. So this is my character. Let me start off from the beginning here. So what I did was I kind of grouped everything, which made it a little bit easier. So I've got the background, I've got clouds, which the clouds are going to be moving a bit. The post, I don't have any of them turned on, but you get this little post right here. And then we have 3 characters. We got one that's just walking. We've got another one where he pushes the button. So that's that one. And then we have another one who is kind of blurry. All right, so I'm going to show you why he's blurry. All right, and then we have a group here called the springs. It's going to be a little thing on the ground there, and then you guys can probably imagine what's going to happen. He's going to push the button, the spring's going to come up, it's going to make him fly up in the air, and then he's going to be falling with some animation as he falls. Alright, so that's what we've got going on. If you are interested in getting any of these assets, they're over on my Patreon page. I will put the link on the screen right now, so if you're interested in that, it is a monthly fee, and you can get all of the assets for both of my YouTube video sites for one low price. Alright, so let's move on over to Procreate Dreams. Load up Procreate Dreams, click on the little plus right here in the top right corner. We're going to stick with widescreen empty, but you can scroll through and see which ones you like. I always like to use this one. So we'll go into empty there. Okay, so here we are. So the first thing we do is click on the title right there, which is Dreams and a number. Okay, and we're going to make sure that we got the star, the top choice click right there. And our frames per second, we're going to change that to frame by frame, which is 12. And then the duration is going to be about 10 seconds. If you click on that 1 minute mark right there and hit the backspace, it'll get rid of that. So here we are, we got 12 frames per second, 10-second duration in a 1920 by 1080 widescreen HD format. So hit done, and there we go, we're all set up. So now let's bring our files from Procreate over into Procreate Dreams, and I'll show you how I like to do that. So I'll go back over to Procreate, make sure we're in gallery view. These are my assets. I'll click on it, hold my finger on it till I can move it around. Don't pick your finger up. Get out of Procreate, go into Dreams, and then drop him right in there just like that. That's the easiest way to do it for me. And as I usually say, these files are both the exact same size, so sometimes it's really difficult to get it perfect without a little white space on the edge. So what I like to do is just resize it up just a bit. All right, I think that's good. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. All right. So about right there is fine. Now, this is a picture file. So if we push play, nothing's going to happen because pictures don't move. So that is what we're going to do. So the first thing we need to do is change this over to the layers and everything that we had over in Procreate. So if you long press on your file right there and click on Convert Layers to Tracks, you can see it has now made a group right here. So if we click on that little arrow right there, there magically appears all of our layers that we had over in Procreate. All right, so the first thing, let's set up the scene. We're going to turn off the clouds because there's not going to be any clouds at first. The post, let me open that group up, and we're going to have that first post on and the second post off, which is good. So that's set, perfect. So we're going to close that again. The springs, we're going to have the very first one on and all of the other ones off. So just like that. I'm going to close that again, so just to keep things neat. And then our characters. So the blurry one is going to be off, and that first one is going to be on. Okay? So that's how we want things set up. So the first thing we need to do is animate our character. So I'm going to click on him, and we're going to do a move and move in scale to set a keyframe. We want him to start maybe over here, just like that. All right, and I'm going to have him kind of waddle up there to that white circle where he's able to push that button. So I'm just going to come out a little bit. I have no frame of reference how far I want to come out, just maybe 0.3 seconds. We can adjust it later if we need to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a corner here. That didn't work. Click on a corner here, and we're going to, that didn't work again. You got to have your finger exactly in the right position that Dreams wants, or it's not going to cooperate with you. That's what I found. There we go. And then I'm going to move him a little bit closer. And then we're just going to come out again. We're going to have him waddle back the other way. Put him a little bit closer. We're just going to keep doing that. Waddle back the other way. Be walking like a penguin. A little bit closer. Waddle the other way. A little bit closer. And just keep doing that. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. It's a little silly thing. It's not supposed to look real. So this is exactly what I wanted. This kind of funny little waddle up there. All right, so now he's going to push the button. So what we're going to do is we're going to move into that second character now. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that your playhead is up on the main thing. Not down here is the keyframe. So we don't want to be here. We want to be up there on the main picture here. What we're going to do is click on it, hit edit, and split it. All right, and then we're going to go up to the next track, and we're going to click on it, edit, and split it, just like we did on the bottom one. And we're going to turn that off. We're going to turn that one on. All right, and let's make sure that he's in the right position. So let's do a move and scale. I want to make sure he's touching that button. Okay, looks good. So he clicks on it. This is going to be very short right there. So we're going to, I did a move and scale, which I didn't mean to. So let me delete that keyframe. Make sure that we're up on the main track here. We're going to edit and split it again. And go up to the top one and edit and split it. Turn the bottom one off, turn the top one on. So he clicks on it and then boink. Maybe we'll have it pause just a bit. I'm just moving these tracks around a bit. I think that's a little bit longer this time. So click, then he goes. Okay, so that's better. I think it was a little bit too fast. So all I did was stretch out the frame for it to last a little bit longer, and then just kind of adjusted everything else to where it fits. Okay, and now, so he's going to be into there. Okay, so we need to get our spring moving up now. So let's go to the group with all the springs. We're going to open that up, and we're going to find out where it pops up about right there. And now we're going to edit and split that one, and the spring that's above it, we do the same thing, edit and split it. Turn off the bottom one, turn on the top one. So our string is popped up. Just going to throw our little character up in the air. All right, and then I did 2 springs because I thought I might want this one not to move a little bit, but I didn't really need 2 of them. So what I'm going to do is not use that one right there, and we're just going to start making this one move right here. So we're going to set a move and scale keyframe. Actually, not a move and scale, so I'm going to delete that keyframe by holding down on it and hitting delete. So instead, what I want to do is I want to do a filter. I'm sorry, nope. So click on it. I'm going to do a move and distort instead. So we're going to set that initial keyframe right there, and then we're going to move it over just a little tiny bit, and then we're going to move this thing down. So if you're enjoying the content, I have a small favor to ask that makes a huge difference. Subscribing to my channel is like giving a virtual high five, and it means the world to me. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining an incredible community of awesome people who love art just as much as you do. Imagine being part of something bigger where every view, like, and comment helps us grow and reach more awesome folks just like you. Plus, subscribing is super easy. It's just one click, but that one click has a ripple effect, helping me create more content, bringing new ideas to life, and spreading positivity all around. And hey, in the spirit of kindness, how about this? Subscribe and then go out and do something nice for someone today. Hold the door open for a stranger, leave a kind note for a coworker, or simply smile at someone who looks like they need it. Let's make the world a bit brighter together. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's make amazing things happen. Thank you for your support. You're the reason this channel exists. And then again, move it down. And then we're going to have it go back up. So it's going to look like it's bouncing kind of. And then it's probably going to come to a stop soon there. I think that's good enough. All right, so we need to make our little guy disappear. So he's going to disappear pretty quickly. So what we're going to do is go back to our character screen here, our group. All right, and then bounce up for just a second. We're going to edit, split it, and then we're going to turn it off. Pew! And then our spring's going to kind of move around while he's gone, which is what we wanted. All right, and now let's do that button there. So we need to go to our posts. We're going to open up that. I got two separate ones in here. And when he goes to click on the button right there where his finger goes up, we're going to edit and split that one. And then to the top post here, edit, split it, turn the bottom one off, turn the top one on. So what it's going to do, it makes it look like it pushes the button in. So you can't see that little edge piece right there. Just like that. All right, just a little details makes it look good. All right, and now, since he's going to be disappearing now, and our spring is going to be kind of moving a bit, probably can make it move a little bit more actually. Okay, and that's going to come to a stop. All right, our scene's going to change right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to, where does it stop at? Right there. Okay, and then we're going to edit and split that. Spring disappears. Our post is going to disappear. So let's get when that spring disappears. Edit, split. We're going to make our post disappear. So both of those should disappear at the same time. There we go. Now we're going to have our clouds appear right when those disappear. So right here, we're going to edit, split it, and turn on the clouds. So everything should like at the same time. There we go. All right, and then we need to bring in our character. So our last drone character, which is the falling guy. We want him to come in about right there. We're going to edit, split him, and turn him on. Okay, so I want to do a move and scale to start him up here at the top first. So I'm going to have him fall a bit. So I don't know how long this is going to be until the end. We might end it sooner than 10 seconds. But anyway, what I'm going to do is just go all the way to the end here. We're going to do another move and move and scale, and we're going to bring him down where he's like fell a bit to about right there. So he's going to be falling really slow. Yeah, we go. Okay, so one thing I noticed is the easing is messed up. So if you long press on your keyframes, little line right there, and set all easings, set it to linear, and that way it'll be the same speed throughout. So there we go. That's what we wanted. Okay, so he's falling. Let's move the clouds while we're at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to move and scale him, and the same thing like we did for the falling guy, but this time we're going to make the clouds move left to right. So we're going to hit move, move and scale. We don't have a lot to work with, so that didn't work. Let's start that first keyframe, and I want these clouds to be right over there where they're still on the screen. And then the last one, we're going to have it right here. We're going to have them move that way, only a little bit, not much. So here we go. So we've got two kinds of movements at the same time, which gives it a really 3D or parallax effect. All right, and now what we want to do is we want to make our little guy move around as he's falling. So I've got those in a group, and I've got his eyes and tears on one layer, and I've got his mouth on another layer. So we're just going to kind of get those to shake. So we're going to, how can we do this? Let me see. Do we want to move and scale it? Maybe move and scale. I think that's probably going to be the easiest one. So we're just going to make these really small, quick movements. So the next frame over, basically. So right there, and we're just going to have it move down a bit. And then move another way. And then maybe we'll shrink it a bit. And then make it back to where it was at. So just making these little tiny movements. So it's going to make him shake. You don't want too big movements. You can move them up and down, left to right, resized. Just kind of mix it up. So pay attention to how I'm doing this, because we're going to do the mouth just like that too. And I don't know if I'm going to show all of this because it's basically the same thing. Just quick little movements. See what that looks like so far. Yeah, looks good. This is exactly what we wanted. And if you're feeling really ambitious, what you can do is redraw them each time, each frame. That's going to take a lot of work. And that would make this video so long that nobody would watch it, because they barely watch it now. Internet people have a very short attention span. I can make a 20-minute video and they'll watch 5 minutes. So I'll say, okay, well, I'll make a 5-minute video, so they'll watch all of it. And then they watch 2 minutes. So I say, okay, I'm going to make a 2-minute video, and then they watch 1 minute. So it don't matter how long you make it, they're only going to watch a very portion of it. So might as well keep it small. All right, and then what I want to do is I'm going to 3-finger swipe this to make it closer together. And I want to make sure that these keyframes are kind of next to each other. It looks like they all are. It's easier to do it that way. When you got it really shrunk down, it's hard to get them in each frame. But when you have it really spaced out, it'll automatically click over to the next frame. So, see, just like that, how it kind of just goes over by itself. That's the very next frame. So it makes it a little bit easier when you got it stretched out like this. What mark am I up to? I'm almost up to 7 seconds, which probably this video is going to be much shorter than the 10 seconds I originally made it, because we don't need to see them fall for that long. But you always want to have more than what you think you're going to need. That way you can always cut it off at the end if you need to. All right, let me see what I got here. That's good. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing that we did to the eyes. We're going to do it to the mouth. All right, and this is where I'm probably not going to show you all this, because it's just the exact same thing. We're going to start a move and scale keyframe, and then we're just going to move it over one track. Come on, there we go. And we're just going to do the same thing. Going to move it side to side, up and down, resize it. Okay, guys, we're finished. So I will leave the final animation with all of the sound effects at the end of the video. So check that out. And I hope this tutorial has helped you guys. With that, I will see you guys next week for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. If you have not subscribed, please do so. And I will see you again. Take care.